And the rise of independence is proving to be a difficult test for the coalition, particularly in rural and regional areas. Grassroots movements are getting behind independence, capitalising on frustration with the Murray-Darling Basin Plan and a lack of services. The pathway to federal parliament can be difficult and few independents actually make it. One woman is trying to buck the trend and become the first independent to succeed another. Regional Affairs reporter Lucy Barber travelled to Indi in the northeast of Victoria.
This is a very diverse electorate. There's farmland, ski fields, tourism hotspots, towns and plenty of tree changes. It's a really interesting seat because it's shaping up to be the battleground for a tight three-cornered contest between the Liberals, Nationals and the independent candidate. Indi was once a Conservative stronghold until Cathy McGowan, an independent, snatched it from the Liberals in 2013. She won thanks to a strong grassroots movement called Voices for Indi. Voices for Indi describe themselves as a movement, not a political party. They're highly organised and highly effective. Cathy McGowan has now retired and Voices for Indi has anointed nurse and midwife Helen Haines as her potential successor. But she's up against the Liberal candidate Steve Martin and the Nationals candidate Mark Byatt. They're hoping to capitalise on those Conservative voters who were willing to support Cathy McGowan but may be less willing to vote for Helen Haines. So the real question here in Indi is whether the independent experiment has actually worked.
I like the idea of the independence, and I think a lot of people are getting dissatisfied with the political party system we have today.
I think it is important to have someone in government to represent us. I'm not entirely sure Cathy did represent us well. I didn't see many things on the ground as a result.
It's probably better to have an independent because you do have a say.
I believe you're better off with a member of a major party representing your seat, because then the promises that they say they're going to give before the election you've got more chance of getting, whereas if they promise something before an election and you don't elect their party, they're not going to give it to you.
I don't know, possibly independence, I think.
And why would that be?
Because I don't like the other two parties.
If Helen Haines wins, it would be the first time an independent has succeeded another. A win for Helen Haines would show that there's still a pathway to Parliament for independents, no matter how difficult. But a loss would prove that the shock upset for the Liberals here several years ago was more of an anomaly than the norm.